Jarrett. Good evening, or perhaps I should say good moment. And welcome back to Cosmic Radio. I'm Jara 19, currently navigating the treacherous currents of the temporal plane, seeking out where reality begins to fray. Tonight, we examine an atmospheric condition that isn't just weather, but a disintegration of the immediate past. The Chronal Sandstorm. The Chronal Sandstorm. Good evening. It appeared as a vast, swirling reddish-brown haze, visually indistinguishable from a normal planetary dust storm, but its effects were anything but normal. The storm was composed not of silicate dust, but of ultrafine, highly energy particles of what sensor logs designated as temporally dislocated matter. Torno. Dry, scraping sound like very fine sand being dragged across metal, mixing with the crackle. The tick-tock rhythm becomes less prominent, almost submerged by the abrasive sound. The Vigilant 7 crew, led by Chief Engineer Ella Dose, initially believed it was interfering with their sensors, causing brief, localized outages. But the report soon became far more visceral. Objects near the edge of the storm's cloud began to decay instantaneously, not by chemical reaction, but by an unexplained erasure of their recent history. A maintenance drone left charging on the platform's exterior was found with its outermost layer, the paint, the last 2 hours of accumulated micrometeoroid dust, even the most recent molecular bonds formed during welding repairs, simply gone. The metal beneath was pristine, factory fresh, as if it had only just rolled off the assembly line days ago. The storm hadn't destroyed the past, it had unhappened it. The crew discovered that any object that passed through the Chronal Sandstorm experienced a rapid localized decay of its temporal state, effectively returning it to a previous arbitrarily determined condition. A week-old ration bar would revert to its raw components. A freshly laundered uniform would return to the stained, tattered state it was in a month prior. Becoming a sustained, almost painful whine, suggesting massive energy manipulation, the dry, scraping sound abruptly ceases, leaving a void where the sound used to be. Alara Dos, reviewing the data, theorized that the storm was essentially a cosmic cleansing mechanism, an instability in the local space-time that sought to resolve temporal redundancy. The sand wasn't dust, it was the particulate remnants of just-gone moments, ripped from the reality where they had been recorded and dispersed into the void. And the horrifying implication: the storm began to affect living matter. The first human victim was a technician who briefly exposed his hand while attempting to retrieve a piece of equipment. He rushed inside, suffering no burns or immediate injury, but within the hour his left hand began to change. His skin reverted to the smoothness of childhood. The scar from a laser burn he got a decade ago disappeared. His fingernails were suddenly unmanicured, his wedding ring falling off because the finger beneath it had returned to the size it was years ago. The storm was rewinding his physical history cell by cell, moment by moment. The final log from Vigilant 7 describes Chief Engineer Dose attempting to pilot an escape pod. Her voice is calm, but the recording is riddled with temporal distortion. She begins talking about the launch sequence, but the audio cuts to her discussing an engineering exam she took 20 years prior. The last few seconds capture the sound of the escape pod's hull, brand new and pristine at the start of the recording, reverting to its pre-construction state, followed by the sound of rushing air as the material integrity is erased. The pod, and presumably Dose, was unhappened by the storm. Its entire recent history wiped clean.